Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ann Woodward. I am the Department Chair for Nursing here at Spartanburg Community College. We welcome you this evening on a very special night to honor these young ladies sitting here in the front row as they close out their journey with us. Going through a pinning ceremony is a very special occasion for a nurse. It's marking the beginning of a career. They do have one more milestone, but I no doubt that many of them will not pass that, will not get past that. But this is an auspicious occasion, and it is with pleasure that I present this class to all of you and recognize that, and let them know, as well as you, that you are entering an honorable profession. Every year, Gallup poll takes asks the American public what the most honorable professions are in the United States. And 16 years in a row, nurses have been the #1 most honorable profession in the United States. I'm American public. So I'm proud of each and every one of you. So at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Reverend Dr. Tom Norrell. He is the pastor of Central United Methodist Church. He will start us off this evening with our invocation. Dr. Norrell.
Let us pray. Gracious God, eternal God, you have led us to curiosity about our creation and ourselves. Let us never lose our sense of wonder about the world you have given us. You lead us to new understandings from existence. Let us never see ourselves as too young, too old, or too well taught to learn new lessons. God of the prophets, you call us to speak truth with love to a reluctant world of patience and professionals. Give us courage to assess ourselves and wisdom to learn from those you send to teach us. God, you love us though we shrink from the challenge, personal and professional discipline. Teach us to surrender our own wills. Ever-loving teacher, giver of knowledge and freedom, fear and courage, doubt and faith, grant that we may always use your gifts to build a world where justice, love, hope, and physical well-being reign in wisdom and in truth. Strengthen our egos so that we will do all in our power to elevate the standards of all nurses. Give us that spirit of servanthood that keeps all confidences and aids all of the healers. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Norrell. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Cheryl Cox, Mr. Giles, our president of Spartanburg Community College could not be with us tonight. In his stead, Dr. Cheryl Cox would like to say a few words to you. She is our Vice President for Academic Affairs. Cox.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As Dr. Woodward suggested, I am not Henry Giles, so if you're looking no, not Henry Giles. President Giles and I share many traits as administrators, and one of those is that we spend enormous amounts of time in meetings and in events and working for the students and the faculty and the staff and the community. But we also know that we're blessed because we get to attend functions like this where we get to see the joyous celebrations that come at the end of all the hard work our students and faculty have put in. So this is the fun part of our job, and we appreciate that you invited me to be here and that the administration is here to support you, and you don't know how much it means to us as we don't get to teach classes to be able to see the students and the success and the joy as we finish, and we really do appreciate that and appreciate all of you being here to support them through the process. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Cox. At this time, I'd like to introduce to all of these fine students, families, and friends the individuals who've been helping them achieve their goals over the last 4 semesters. I'd like to introduce our nursing faculty to you now, beginning with Miss Gibby Cates. I'm going to stand over here so you can. Miss Cates is our maternal newborn, mother baby, any other acronym you can think of for that instructor. Next, Miss Tiffany Henson. Ms. Henson is a med-surg instructor, has also been engaged in teaching foundations, and just kind of a jack of all trades as well. She moves where we need her to move. Next is Jennifer Hood. Ms. Hood is the instructor for pediatrics and also teaches leadership. She is the instructor that was with the students this final semester, helping them learn how to move into being a leader, which is a registered nurse in the patient care world. That's what she does. She leads the patient care team in the hospital, so she's been working with them. Next is Pam Phillips. Pam Phillips has been, she's new with us, and she has been teaching med-surg. She taught the senior group in their last semester of med-surg. And Tanya Nwankwo. If you have a mental health issue, this is the person you want to see. As this is the mental health nurse and was working with the students, teaching them about mental health nursing. Finally, Julie Denisha could not be with us this evening. She is one who's been teaching foundations and working with the first incoming students as they first join our program. So, our next in line is we'd like to recognize the individual that the student selected to be their speaker at this occasion. As you can imagine, this is a very important occasion for these nurses. Graduation is important for any college student, but for a registered nurse, the pinning ceremony marks that end to that journey and the beginning of a new one. And it is one you'll learn a little bit more about as we move forward. But this group of students selected the individual that they wanted to speak on their behalf or speak about their journey, and that selection was Miss Jennifer Hood. So, Ms. Hood, good evening. I'm a nervous wreck. I've done this before, but I'm a nervous wreck. On behalf of the staff and the administration here at the college, I want to welcome all of you. I want to welcome all of my peeps in the front row. Very proud of you guys and all of your achievements. This is the fall pinning ceremony for 2018. These girls have worked very, very hard to get in the chairs that they are in. It's a great honor to have been invited to speak on their behalf and for them this evening. When I was thinking about what I wanted to say, several things came to mind, but I have to fall back on what nursing is, and I've been at this a long time, 22 years cumulative. So
I want to focus on what you have not learned in the classroom, okay? As student nurses, you've learned many things through the courses that you've encountered over the last 2 years, 4 semesters. This program was very rigorous. Much of what you have learned has been very technical, hands-on in the clinical settings. Hard skills. Those are your hard skills. That's what you have learned in these classes that you have taken. There are other skills that are soft skills that we do not teach in the classroom. They are skills that you will learn when you are working. Once you have been out on the floor, you've been in clinicals, you've done preceptorships. But once you take your places among your peers, there are skills that you are going to learn. And I want to talk about those a little bit tonight. These skills will define you as a nurse. Some of them are very organic in nature. Integrity is the quality of being honest and possessing high moral principles. In nursing, it's my thought that integrity should come organically, and it defines your character as a nurse. Accountability is another soft skill. This is being answerable for the decisions that you will make. Not only those decisions that affect patient care, but the decisions that you will make that will affect your peers, your patient families, and your loved ones at home. And trust me, families, your lives are going to change too. Even though they're out of school, lives will change now that you are living with a full-fledged nurse. As nurses, we are accountable to many entities, the patient, the public, and your families. Our State Board of Nursing, who is our governing body, they also hold us accountable for our decisions and for our practice. Trustworthy, this is a word that I find very interesting because if you break it apart, there's 2 words, trust and worthy. And this is something that our patients are going to depend on you for. It gives you a clue as to its meaning when you break it apart. Being trustworthy describes something that you can believe in and that your patients can believe in. It's that something or someone you, as only a nurse, are able to put forth. Being trustworthy means that your patients will be able to rely on you completely. Compassion, or to suffer together, is the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another's suffering and the feeling that motivated you to relieve that suffering. And finally, empathy. And for me, empathy and compassion go hand in hand. And that was the hardest 2 soft skills that I had to learn as a nurse, was to separate compassion and empathy. Empathy is having the capacity to identify and understand another individual's emotions and feelings. In your nursing career, your integrity, accountability, and trustworthiness will become ever more important for many reasons. Having a high degree of integrity in your nursing career and in your day-to-day life is the ability to know in your every fiber that you've done the right thing every time by everyone concerned. And this includes your patients, family, caregivers, and your coworkers. Your honesty and forthrightness and the ability to hold confidences and overall trustworthiness cannot be put upon if you practice with integrity. Your patients, coworkers, and other professionals will see who you really are and count on you to do the right thing every time, regardless of who is watching over your shoulder. And there will be many of those. As nurses, we strive very, very hard to be trustworthy. Our patients' expectation is that we will be transparent in our efforts to keep them safe while providing care and comfort regardless of the given situation. They are putting their lives and the lives of their loved ones in our hands. This could very well be the patient who is on hospice care, who's taking their last breath, or it could be very well the baby that you are placing in the new mom's arms taking their first breath. Regardless, they trust you that your skills as a nurse and a confidant will help them through some of the worst and sometimes the most joyous occasions in their lives and the lives of their loved ones. Your ability to be compassionate will define you as a nurse as no other soft skill will. This is the feeling deep inside yourself that you will get when you comfort a family who is losing a loved one or a patient who is alone and scared of what is going to happen next. Your ability to suffer in silence as you provide care and comfort will be one of the great areas of nursing. As you provide care, this is something that will be very difficult for you as novice nurses. Your ability to suffer in silence as you provide care and comfort, there is no meaning for that. There is no book learning for that. What you have taken away from this program is black and white. And if you remember, I have told you in clinical, there are gray areas that are not written in a book. Compassion is one of those gray areas. Unfortunately, not everything can be fixed, and this is going to be your first inclination, is to fix everything for everybody. I would encourage you to be the advocate and the voice. Do not suffer in silence. Advocate for your patients and their families, not just the patient. The families need our support also. As a group, you have overcome many hurdles to get to the seats that you now occupy. We as instructors have seen you blossom from the first semester where you learned to perform 32 skills during 7 checkoffs. You moved into second semester where we added another 5 skills. Third semester where you encountered the pediatric patient, and you were schooled on, by me, how to overcome the parent in the pediatric area, because those were your greatest hurdles. You also have been schooled on and practiced in the psychiatric population. This population is also just as fragile as the pediatric patient, but it became very, very much important that you use your soft skills of communication and being able to actively listen without doing much of anything. Listening helps heal. Add to this fact that you moved into 4th semester, we put you through even more paces, 10 weeks of clinical, 2 units, heavy-duty med-surg units, 96 hours of a preceptorship, working as a real nurse on the floor with your preceptors. Add to this, many of you during the semester have had individual hurdles as well, and I'm talking from 4th semester all the way back through the nursing program. Many of you have overcome personal hurdles. Be it, and I hate to point fingers, but be it a Nana who suffered a stroke, losing a Nana, having babies, all of this has contributed to who you are and the seats that you fill now. It has made you persistent, and it has helped you persevere to get to those seats. For me, one of your most defining moments, some of you have seen it, came when I was putting this together. I thought about everything that has gone on through the semester. And I've had you guys for 2 semesters. The most defining moment for me that told me that you will not suffer in silence, that you will advocate, came when I got a phone call. And this is what happens. The fact that you could advocate for one of your own and not leave behind. You even went so far as to offer to do clinicals for her so she could finish. Tells me that you are ready. You are ready to be where you're at tonight. All of this contributed to your ability to persevere and see things as they really are. On the last day of your last clinical, I made a comment to a student that the program was tough, but you all made it through. And you made it through as a group. And you included Jennifer. Okay? When I said this to a student, she said to me, "Ms. Hood, nursing school is hard. It's not supposed to be easy." And that really told me that someone got what we were doing. It's hard. It's not supposed to be an easy trip. Caring for someone else's life, putting someone else's life in your hands, is not supposed to be an easy task. People are depending on you to save lives, comfort, and have compassion. Many of you, I know the students are, because I talk about them incessantly. You know that I'm a proud nana to 2 grandbabies. One whose mantra, when I said this was going to be difficult for me, said, "When life gives you lemons, you smash them. You make lemonade, Nana, and you push through. You just push through." The other one's creed is, "We leave no man behind." This is how I see you all. This is how I see you all. Like many who are in the field of caring, be it law enforcement, first responders, paramedics, or firefighters, or our armed forces, our job is the same, to protect and to serve. Be it your patients, or in this case, one of your own. So you took what was thrown at you over 2 years, good and bad, turmoil and calm. You made lemonade. You refused to leave one of your own behind. You've earned the right to sit in the chairs and walk across the stage. So going forward, I want to say this to all of the graduates. There will be times in the days ahead, and I see ex-graduates sitting out in the audience. If you don't believe what I'm about to tell you, ask them. There's going to be days ahead that you're going to question the rightness of the decisions that you've made and the decisions that you make, professionally and personally. And that's okay. It's called growth and continued learning. You will make mistakes, and that's okay too. Be accountable, own them up. There is no mistake if you learn from it. That also is growing in your practice. Growing pains are a good thing. There are no failures. I want to leave you with this quote from one of my favorite books. Pretty much sums up what I think. Some of you may recognize it, some of you may not. Oh, the places you will go. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. So be sure when you step with great care and tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed, 98.75% guaranteed. Kids, you'll move mountains. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. And for anybody who doesn't know the book, it's Oh, the Places You Will Go. And it is by Dr. Seuss. Now, I'm a peds nurse, so that's where it had to come from. I want to say that we all are very, very proud of you. And I'm very honored to have done this for you this evening.
Thank you, Ms. Hood. Before we continue on, I do want to recognize some special guests that are with us this evening, in addition to Dr. Cox, who has joined us, and Dr. Morrell. We would also like to recognize Dr. Michael Beck, who is the Assistant VP for Instruction here at the school. He is with us. Liz Moran, a former nursing instructor here at the college. She is the one who mentored and trained Just one quote, and got her ready to take over her role. Also, Barbara Lustig-Tilley, who is the former department chair for the nursing department, and also Rick Teal, who is our Director of Human Resources. We're glad you're with us this evening. Thank you for joining us on this very special occasion. Now I'd like to take a moment to recognize our outstanding nursing students for the program and introduce you to our valedictorian for the evening. Graduating this evening with honors, Sherry Beach. And I'll take a little bit of that for a second. Megan Griffin. And finally, also graduating with honors, but our valedictorian as well, Mary Bouye.
Thank you and good evening. It is an honor to speak on behalf of our class tonight. I want to apologize up front if my voice sounds shaky. You see, I took my public speaking course online. I'm glad my 3-year-old found that funny. And at the time, I thought that was a really good idea. But things have a funny way of working out. Tonight is a special night as we begin our transition from being student nurses to nurses. After 2 rigorous years, we have persevered and are sitting here tonight. I call that success. But what does success mean? It means setting goals, but not in concrete. Staying focused, but turning aside to help someone. And taking a bow, but applauding those who had a part in your success. And that is what we are here to do tonight. We want to applaud all of you who have played a vital role in helping us reach our dream of becoming a nurse. First and foremost, we would like to thank our family and friends for being here. And without your constant support, we would not be walking across the stage this evening. We realize it is not an easy task taking care of the kids, pets, meals, making sure our homes were still standing, all while our focus was elsewhere. You were there through countless meltdowns, all-nighters, every care plan and paper, and some of you were even used as practice dummies for skills checkoffs. Next, we want to thank the nursing director, Miss Woodward. We got it. Miss Woodward. And all the other instructors on the stage, as well as Ms. Lustig-Tilley and Ms. Loran, who are with us in the audience tonight. Each of you have helped us through our journey while impacting us individually in a unique and special way. We will never forget Ms. Lustig-Tilley, or as we call her, BLT, saying to us every single day, "You guys have got to get your anxiety under control." Well, we are graduating and we still have yet to do so. Or Miss Kate and her organizational skills and her love for Zac Efron, as well as veal chalk and what to do in case of a prolapsed cord. Thanks, Megan. We will remember Ms. Huff teaching us to think like nurses and her ability to see each of our potential, even when we were unable to see it ourselves. Ms. Hood, or as we call her, J. Hood, showed us through demonstration how to be devoted advocates for our patients. She is our #1 supporter, and always tells us how proud of us she is. We promise we will get better at prioritizing which patient to assess first. Miss Loran taught us how to have empathy by displaying it to us. Her famous words to us were, "Don't spend too much time studying. You guys know this." Well, come the morning of the test, we did not know it. And she could sense our anxiety and shower us with lavender and peppermint oil and chocolate, especially Mr. Goodbar's. Finally, Miss Phillips. You rocked our clinicals this semester. Where am I at? And each week we left clinical having learned something new. You inspired us throughout the semester as teaching us difficult material in critical care while taking care of your own 6 children and all of your farm animals. We also want to thank Ms. Wonkwo, Ms. Henson, and Ms. Denisha for guidance in the clinical setting along with assistance in the classroom. To my classmates, we would not have made it to this day without one another. 2 years ago, we started out as complete strangers, and now we are family. All 12 of us have completely different personalities, but we all bring something unique and special to this group. We truly have come full circle. We started nursing school during a snowstorm, and we ended it in one. Families, thank you for letting us share each other for the past 2 years. You can have them back now. Seriously, I'm going to miss seeing you all every day. Who's not going to miss Megan's goodie bags filled with homemade desserts and heartfelt notes, Vicky's traveling seat cushion, Jessica's big heart and intricate notes covering the entire whiteboard, Latoya's dimples, persuasive skills, and motherly advice, Haley's lavender oil that got passed around, Dr. Shang Bang. That's right, Shang became a doctor second semester. Katie's comic relief during stressful times, especially when we were care planning. Carrie's sweet heart and compassion for nursing. Brittany's sass and feistiness, always keeping us entertained. Sherry's brilliance and kind old soul. And our sweet yet strong-willed Jen, who has brought our nursing family even closer this past month. This is my last page, I promise. While we may not spend every waking hour together anymore, we will always be a part of each other through this experience. The memories we made will be cherished and remembered as we move on to the next chapter in our life. I recently read an article from a nurse who was struggling. She felt overwhelmed. She prayed that the Lord would speak to her. The Lord told her, "Take privilege and honor that I chose you for this task. It is not for the weak. You hold the key, and the key is light. You are the light of the world. Believe it. One day all will be healed. Until that day, I have you. When they see you, they see me." Many of you have bared the burden of having to listen to our rants when we have felt overwhelmed during school and asked, maybe not out loud, why we stuck with it. Well, while nursing school can be a taxing calling, we must remember it is just that, it is a calling. We have been called to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to have compassion for our patients, to use our voice and advocate for those who are unable to do so, to love and care for those in their most vulnerable times. You can have mastered all of the nursing skills, but without compassion and empathy for our neighbors, why enter into this extremely challenging profession? I believe we are prepared to compassionately and skillfully care for any patient we may encounter. We are leaving Spartanburg Community College this evening with a wonderful foundation to begin our careers, and we will continue to grow each and every day. I pray that each day we are reminded with renewed joy as to why we were handpicked to be a nurse. Thank you all, and congratulations. We made it.
Graduates, would you please stand? At this time, this is a very solemn and special occasion for the graduate nurses to be placing their pins as a token and a show that they have completed this program successfully. Gary Barnes. Sherry Beige. Mary Bouillet. Jessica Thomas. Brittany Green. Megan Griffin. Haley Henderson. Vicki Norrell. Katie Ann Patterson. Shane Vang. Latoya Washington.
Ms. Woodward is pinning Jennifer Davis. She was in this class and had a motorcycle accident, so the class wanted to do something special for her this evening.
And ladies, if you would repeat the Florence Nightingale Pledge after me. I solemnly pledge myself before God.
I solemnly pledge myself before God
And in the presence of this assembly.
and in the presence of this assembly
To faithfully practice my profession of nursing.
to faithfully practice my profession of nursing.
I will do all in my power to make and maintain
I will do all in my power to make and maintain
the highest standards and practices of my profession.
the highest standards and practices of my profession.
I will hold in confidence
I will hold in confidence
all personal matters committed to my keeping
all personal matters committed to my keeping
in the practice of my calling.
in the practice of my calling.
I will assist the providers in their work
I will assist the providers in their work
and will devote myself to the welfare of my patients,
and will devote myself to the welfare of my patients,
my family, and my community.
my family, and my community.
I will endeavor
I will endeavor
to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen
to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen,
and to take my share of responsibility
and to take my share of responsibility
in promoting the health and welfare of the community.
in promoting the health and welfare of the community.
I will constantly endeavor
I will constantly endeavor
to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing
to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing
and to use them wisely.
and to use them wisely.
I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill
I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill,
wherever they may be
wherever they may be,
and whenever they are in need.
and whenever they are in need.
I will be active in assisting others
I will be active in assisting others
and in safeguarding and promoting
and safeguarding and promoting
the health and happiness of humankind.
the health and happiness of humankind.
You can blow out your candles.